Welcome to the Big Nerd Theory. If you enjoy miniature tutorials and creative hobby ideas, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me bring you more content like this. Today, I'll show you how to add arrow damage effects to your miniatures, perfect for giving your models that gritty, battle-worn look. Let's start by taking a look at a few finished examples. Here we have an elven hero who's taken a hit right to the shield. The arrow stuck mid-block, adding just the right amount of cinematic detail. Now let's move on to something bigger. A Gundabad troll brute riddled with arrows across its massive body. This kind of detailing turns a simple model into a real battlefield story. And finally, here's a more basic version on an Isengard troll. Not perfect, but it shows the technique can be adapted even with simpler materials. So now, let's try applying this method to a new model. This Uruk-hai warrior is about to get a shield full of arrows. To start the process, we need an arrow to work with. In this case, I'm using one taken from the quiver of an Easterling warrior. But really, you can look for any model with spare arrows that are easy to detach. Old sprues, broken weapons, or even plastic rods can work just fine if you're creative. And if you don't have any quivers or arrow bits at all, no problem. A simple paper clip will do the trick. Just cut it to size, and it instantly becomes an arrow shaft you can pose however you like. Now, let's cut the arrow out of the quiver. Be careful to preserve the shaft and the point. That's what will sell the effect once it's placed into the model. With the arrow ready, it's time to prepare the miniature. At 148, you'll see one of my most essential tools, a pin vise, or manual miniature drill. This tool is a must-have for conversions like this. It gives you full control and precision. I'll leave a link in the description if you're looking to pick one up. Drill carefully into the shield at an angle that makes the arrow look like it actually stuck during combat. You don't need to go too deep, just enough to anchor the tip securely. Now we insert the arrow and adjust the angle before gluing it in place. Make sure the shaft is pointing naturally and adds to the miniature's sense of motion. Any excess glue can be gently wiped away with a blade or damp brush. Take your time with this step. Clean finishes are what make the effect look professional. Once the glue has fully dried, you can check the result. A fully embedded arrow that adds character, context, and storytelling to your miniature. Now let's compare it to our earlier elven hero. While the technique is the same, every arrow you place adds a unique story. A close call, a heroic stand, or a silent ambush. That's the beauty of battle damage. It makes your miniatures more than just models. They become moments. Now, let's try something different. Here we have a Rohan warrior, and instead of a shield, we begin by using the pin vise to carefully drill into the cloak, choosing a spot where the angle makes sense, like the javelin came from behind or the side. Take your time and don't apply too much pressure. Cloaks are thin and fragile. Once the hole is ready, we insert the javelin. In this case, I'm using a small 3D printed spear, but you can easily use one from another warrior model or kit. Adjust the angle, glue it in place, and wipe away any excess glue with a blade or brush. And if you want to push the realism even further, you can drill through the cloak entirely, so the spear tip exits from the other side. A brutal and cinematic touch. Always be cautious when working with miniature drills or hobby knives. Take breaks, work with good lighting, and prioritize safety, especially when handling small, sharp tools. And now, here's the final result. Our Rohan warrior has become a true battlefield veteran, just like our earlier elf and trolls. These kinds of small modifications bring so much life and story to your miniatures, and they're a joy to paint afterwards too. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like and let me know what kind of hobby tutorials you'd like to see next. Subscribe for more MESBG content, and I'll see you in the next one.